Is it just my depression? Or is there something in the collective consciousness that is motivating me to become depressed, be depressed, stay depressed? It's a depressing world we live in. In my own head, this idea that I need to take care of myself and get through this depression, be well so that I can offer whatever my service is to the world. That was a plan for a while, but then I became more depressed. And so instead of saving the world, I'm here trying to just save my weekend. And wondering why things feel so hopeless and pointless, and I don't know, just astounded that here I am again, rock bottom. And maybe that's a dramatic statement, but it's a pair of words that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, connect with. And it's a place I've become more familiar with than I'd like to be. A place I've visited where whenever I leave, I always hope it's the last time. But yet, something in my being keeps bringing me back here. And intellectually, I know the good things to do to take care of oneself: exercise, meditation, diet, being out in the sun versus sitting in my dark room all day. Yeah, I know all this stuff, but it's not about what I know. Depression has become, to me, an addiction in a way, or even a hobby. And things can get really messy. Because it's one thing to, like become a therapist or a psychologist or a doctor or a teacher and make mental health, make depression, make sickness your job, your hobby. It's like treating it a hobby or a pursuit. But today I had this epiphany that being depressed has become a hobby for me. And unsurprisingly, it's a really lonely hobby to have. I mean, like, talking about literal shit would be a more attractive hobby if I was trying to get friends. I mean, at least it's something funny to laugh about, but it's like when I keep finding myself depressed again, and this being the whole issue that's getting in the way of me offering my service to the world. I don't even know what that service is in the moment, but it's like an apple tree grows an apple. But a human, that grows up and they can do all sorts of things. And so I'm just trying to figure out what my fruit is that I have to offer the world. But it's felt like my depression has been this thing that keeps delaying the service I have to offer to the world. It's like I know, or I want, or I trust that I'm meant to do something here, that I have something to offer. And then all of a sudden, 2 years go by, and that idea of doing something is still in my head, but yet I've been laying in bed for 2 years because all this stuff inside is just bringing me down. And so it just feels like, well, I gotta be perfect out there. I gotta be perfect before I do anything. But with that logic, I'll be dead, still trying to be perfect somehow. And the service will be in my heart, in my grave, in my hands, just bones. And so what do I do now? When my youth and my vitality is here in this moment, and the depression's in the way of what I have to offer the world. And so I just lay in bed and ruminate, feeling pissed off and angry that I know I'm meant to do something, but life is hard, and there's an infinite amount of things with new things coming that get in the way. It's like I want to live my destiny now. And so I wonder, why is depression my hobby? And not just from a third person perspective, but like it's something I study but also experience. It's this sludge that exudes from me, but then also I dive into it and serve it with every meal. Why am I so addicted to this shit? And so maybe, or what it seems like in my mind is when the depression only gets bigger, as I long to unleash my heart upon this world. I long to unleash my destiny while feeling strapped to my bed, while I wallow away, covered by a blanket on my body and a phone over my face. Scrolling away to hide how much it hurts inside. Why do I hold so tightly onto this? What I think I'm arriving to is that overcoming this depression and offering my fruit to this world within my life, they're the same thing. And yeah, on the surface, I don't want to be depressed. I want to have fun. I don't want to hate myself. I don't want to stay in my dark room, wasting my youth while I hear people outside laughing. But it's not just about me. And this depression, it's a hobby, it's a curiosity. At the moment, it's my life's work because in some clever kind of way, I've given myself the sickness that I see so many others share. And I can only speak for myself, but I understand that there's a big amount of people who are, it's like I'm a white American male, cisgender, heterosexual, normal guy. That's what it feels like in some ways. And yet, growing up told that I have the American dream in my backyard. And if I study and eat my vegetables, maybe I can find somebody to love me and have a house with a family. But instead, I'm 32. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 29. That was an awfully long wait, at the very least. And before that moment, I thought, well, never having been in a relationship, I'm just this piece of shit who's worthless and unlovable. And for so long, just wrestling with thoughts of suicide and constantly wrestling with thoughts of purposelessness and helplessness, and that my existence is just traumatic every moment. Because as a man, I learned that what I do, these tangible things that I have to show for myself, that's what I'm worth to the world. And in this super hustle oriented, competitive, focused economy that we're in, I'm just not that competitive. Man, there was a time where I thought that having a relationship, having a woman that I loved would solve all my problems, and here I am going through a breakup. I remember in the early days of that relationship feeling like, here it is, here's what I'm waiting for, this external validation to tell me that I'm worthwhile and lovable, and to have this person to do things for and to share things with, to give myself meaning. But I can only lean on other people so much before they have to step away. I've had this pillar within myself you know, painted, 10 coats of paint, and decorated every which way. But it's rotting from within. And at some point, all the wood's gone and it's just a shell of layers of paint. Before losing my virginity, I thought, when nobody, never having been with somebody who loved me in that way, that I was unlovable and life is worthless. But I have women who love me, who have told me how worth it, how worthwhile I am, how big my heart is, and how lovely it is to be with me. But despite all that awesome external stuff, at some point, this pillar of paint, this shell falls over, and here I am. What the fuck? Like, I thought I was building something, growing, amounting towards something. I thought that I was feeding into something that could grow, And yeah, emotionally, it just feels like I've just been building this giant tower to the moon that fell over all of a sudden. And who am I now? Back on my own, and here I see what's beneath all these numbing behaviors. The daily weed and porn, and sugar and junk food, and scrolling on my phone. I'm feeling this vast hole, this scary void with as much bullshit as I can find. And it's never enough. And there's moments where it's like, okay, I think the beast is satiated. But when you put it that way, this satiated beast is gonna have an appetite once again. So what do I do? How do I heal myself and save the world at the same time? Because a part of me is saying that's the only way I'm gonna let this happen. And so I think what I can do is tell my stories, lay my lies and distortions out on the table so that we can take a look at them together. And just be as honest and authentic and vulnerable as I can. And most importantly, just have compassion for myself, because saying all this is the weight of it all isn't lost on me. I feel that difficulty. So yeah, there it is. Here I am. Thanks for listening.
you.